Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English with Mishu. I'm Emily, and I'm so glad you're here today.
And I'm Liam. We've got something powerful to talk about, something that can truly change your life if you let it. Today's topic is quit my comfort zone.
This topic is close to my heart. A few years ago, I was stuck in a job that didn't inspire me. I knew I wanted more, but I was afraid to take the first step. Then one day I asked myself, what if I fail? But more importantly, what if I never try?
That's the real question, isn't it? So many people live inside their comfort zone because it feels safe. It's familiar. But nothing amazing ever happens there. All growth begins when you step out of that bubble.
We're going to talk about what the comfort zone really is, why it holds you back, and how to slowly and safely step beyond it into something greater.
Whether you're trying to improve your English, speak in public, start a business, or just live with more courage, this episode is for you. Because the life you dream of, it's just outside your comfort zone. Let's start by breaking it down. Why does this topic matter so much? Why are people always talking about getting out of your comfort zone?
Because the comfort zone is where dreams go to sleep. It's that mental space where you feel safe, but also stuck. You know what to expect, you feel in control, but you're not growing.
Right. It's like sitting in a warm room with the windows shut. It's cozy, but after a while it gets stuffy. You start to feel bored, unchallenged, and even a little lost.
And in daily life, this shows up in small ways. You speak the same words in English because they're easy. You avoid new conversations because they're uncomfortable. You don't apply for that opportunity because you're afraid to fail.
Exactly. And what's scary is, over time, the comfort zone starts to shrink your confidence. You start to believe you can't do things simply because you never tried.
That's why this topic matters. Because if you want to grow, whether in your English skills, your career, or your life, you need to stretch. You need to do what feels hard, even if it's just a little at a time.
Think about it. Every success story you admire, whether it's someone who learned a new language, started a business, or transformed their life, began with one decision: to step outside what felt safe.
And that decision isn't easy. Your brain will tell you to stay where it's familiar. But growth doesn't happen in familiar places. It happens in challenge, in risk, in motion.
So in this episode, we're going to explore how the comfort zone works, why it feels so powerful, and how you can gently but firmly start breaking those walls.
Because life doesn't begin when things are easy. It begins when you're brave enough to change.
And we're here to help you do just that. Let's talk about how the comfort zone becomes a real problem, especially for learners, especially for people who want to grow but feel stuck.
For English learners, this often shows up in very quiet ways. Maybe you've memorized a few basic phrases and you use them all the time. They feel safe. But when someone speaks fast or uses a new word, you freeze.
Yes, and instead of stepping into the challenge, you smile and nod. You avoid responding. You tell yourself, maybe next time. And before you know it, months go by and nothing changes.
I've seen this again and again. Learners who study grammar for years, but are afraid to speak out loud. Why? Because it's scary to sound wrong. It's uncomfortable to be judged. So they stay quiet.
And comfort begins to feel like protection. But really, it's a trap. You stop trying new words. You stop asking questions. You start avoiding every situation where you might feel embarrassed.
I once had a student who refused to order food at restaurants, even though she knew how. She was just too scared of making a mistake. That fear kept her locked in a cage of comfort.
And the problem is, it's invisible. People don't even realize they're stuck. They say, I'm just shy, or I'm not ready. But really, it's the comfort zone that's pulling them back.
And it's not just in learning English, it's in friendships, jobs, dreams. You stay in the same patterns not because they're right, but because they're safe.
But the cost of staying comfortable is high. You miss chances. You lose time. And worst of all, you lose belief in yourself.
Because if you never test your limits, you start to believe you don't have any power.
And that's the real danger of the comfort zone. It doesn't just hold you back. It convinces you that you belong there.
But you don't. You were made to grow. You were made to stretch. You were made to do hard things.
And the moment you step outside, even just a little, you'll see you're stronger than you think. Let's look deeper now. Why do people stay in their comfort zones even when they know it's holding them back?
Emotionally, it comes down to one big thing: fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of looking stupid, and most of all, fear of change.
Yes, our brains are designed to protect us from discomfort, and anything new or unfamiliar, it feels risky. Even if it's good for us, it triggers that alarm in our mind. What if something goes wrong?
I remember when I first tried speaking English in front of a group. My hands were shaking, my voice cracked, and after I finished, I thought, I'm never doing that again. But you know what? The next time was a little easier, and then a little easier after that.
That's so true. The first time always feels the scariest, but if you listen to that fear, if you run back into comfort, you never get to see what you're capable of.
And logically, our brains are lazy. They want to save energy. That's why we fall into habits and routines, even bad ones. The brain says, this is easy, let's stay here.
It's like walking the same path every day. Even if it's not taking you where you want to go, it feels familiar, and familiar feels safe.
But there's a cost. Every time you avoid discomfort, your confidence shrinks a little. You teach your brain, I can't handle new things.
And over time, that becomes your truth, even if it's a lie.
The good news, this fear isn't permanent. You can train your brain to see discomfort not as danger, but as growth.
That shift changes everything. Instead of saying, this is scary, you start saying, this is new, and new is where I grow.
And the more you do this, the more your brain learns that you can survive awkward moments. You can survive mistakes. And most importantly, you can change.
So the comfort zone isn't just a physical space. It's a mental habit. And like all habits, it can be broken.
It just takes a little courage and a lot of repetition.
And that's exactly what we'll start working on next.
So how do you actually break out of your comfort zone without feeling overwhelmed or terrified? The answer is simple, but powerful. Tiny, brave steps.
People often think that change has to be dramatic, like quitting your job overnight or moving to a new country. But real transformation often starts with small, manageable actions. For English learners, that might mean something like saying hi to someone new in English, or ordering coffee using a full sentence, or reading one page of a book out loud.
Exactly. Those steps may seem small, but every time you do one, you prove to yourself, I can do this. You start replacing fear with familiarity. One of my students used to avoid speaking in class. She thought everyone would laugh if she made a mistake, so we started small. I asked her to say just one sentence per class. That's it. After 2 weeks, she was volunteering full answers.
That's the power of micro-bravery. Tiny acts of courage that build your confidence layer by layer. You don't have to leap, you just have to lean in the right direction.
Another idea is to write down one small challenge you'll do each day. For example, day 1, say thank you in English at a shop. Day 2, write a short post in English online. Day 3, record yourself speaking for 1 minute.
And celebrate every single step, even if it feels silly, because you're doing something many people never dare to do. You're growing.
Here's something important. Your comfort zone doesn't disappear overnight. It stretches. Every time you do something brave, you push the boundary a little further.
And with enough repetition, what once scared you becomes your new normal.
That's how you build a bigger, braver life, not by running, but by walking forward one tiny step at a time.
So today, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do that feels a little uncomfortable, but a lot like growth? Then, go do it.
Because confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you create with action.
And it all starts with one tiny, brave decision. Let's go deeper into another strategy. If you want to grow fast and stay out of your comfort zone, learn to use discomfort as a signal, not a stop sign.
This is such a mindset shift. Most people feel discomfort and think, this means I should stop. But actually, discomfort is often a sign that something new is happening, something important.
Think about when you work out. Your muscles hurt. That's not a bad thing. It's growth. The same is true for your brain, your confidence, your English. Discomfort means expansion.
Yes, I remember when I started making YouTube videos in English. I was nervous. I hated hearing my voice, but instead of quitting, I reminded myself, this feeling means I'm learning something new.
That's the mindset. Instead of thinking, this feels hard, I'm failing, start thinking, this feels hard, I must be getting better.
And it's not just about speaking English or doing presentations, even writing an email, asking someone to repeat what they said, joining an English speaking group, even though I was nervous. All of it can feel uncomfortable at first.
But if you avoid everything that feels uncomfortable, you avoid every opportunity to grow.
So here's a trick. Track your discomfort. Write it down. Today, I introduced myself in English. I asked someone to repeat what they said. I joined an English-speaking group even though I was nervous.
And then reflect. Did anything terrible happen? Most of the time, the answer's no. You survived. You learned. And the discomfort faded.
What once felt scary now feels normal. That's how your comfort zone grows, by moving toward discomfort, not away from it.
Let discomfort guide you. If something makes you nervous, but you know it's good for you, it's probably worth doing.
Because comfort might feel good now, but growth feels amazing later.
And you're not here just to feel good. You're here to become great. Here's something many people forget. Your environment plays a huge role in your comfort zone. If everything around you tells you to stay small, stay quiet, stay safe, then that's what you'll keep doing.
Exactly. Growth isn't just about mindset. It's about surroundings. If you want to quit your comfort zone, you need an environment that supports your goals, not your fears.
Let's break this down. First, think about your physical space. Do you have a place where you can focus? A small corner where you can study, speak out loud, or watch English lessons without distraction?
Even if it's just a chair and a notebook, make it your space. A place where learning and growth happen. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours.
Second, think about your digital environment. Who do you follow online? What do you watch every day? If your screen is full of fear, distraction, and negativity, your mind will absorb that.
Start filling your feed with people who push you forward. Follow English teachers, motivational speakers, learners like you. Watch content that makes you want to act.
And third, maybe most importantly, think about the people around you. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down?
That's tough, but real. If you're always around people who say, you can't, why bother? Or that's too hard, you'll start believing it.
But if even one person in your life says, you've got this, or I believe in you, hold on to that person. That voice can be the difference between quitting and continuing.
And if you don't have that support around you yet, create it. Join online communities, leave positive comments, be the person who encourages others, and soon you'll find people who encourage you back.
You don't grow alone. You grow in a space that allows, accepts, and challenges you.
So look around. Ask yourself, is my environment helping me grow or keeping me stuck?
And remember, you can always make small changes. One step at a time, create a space where the brave version of you can breathe.
Because quitting your comfort zone isn't just about courage. It's about creating the right conditions for that courage to rise.
Let's be honest, most people think they need to feel confident before they try something new, but that's not how confidence works.
Yes, confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. You don't wait until you're ready. You start, and that's what makes you ready.
I've heard learners say, I'll speak English when I feel more confident, but how will you ever feel confident if you never practice speaking?
Exactly. It's like waiting to get stronger before you go to the gym. That's not how it works. You get strong by showing up.
Confidence is a muscle. You build it by doing the things you're scared of, not once, but consistently. Every time you do something outside your comfort zone, you send a message to your brain, I can handle this.
And the more you do that, the quieter your fears become. Not because they disappear, but because your courage becomes louder.
When I first started public speaking, I was terrified. I wanted to run. But I told myself, just do it once. Just survive it. And I did. Then the next time, I shook less. Then one day, I looked forward to it.
That's what we want for our listeners. Don't wait for perfect confidence. It won't come. Take imperfect action instead.
Say the wrong word. Ask the awkward question. Walk into the uncomfortable room. Do it while your voice shakes. Do it anyway.
Because every time you act with fear, you become a little braver. And that's how confidence is born, through action.
So if you're listening and waiting to feel ready, stop waiting. You don't need to feel brave. You just need to act with purpose.
Start small, one sentence, one question, one message. That's how real growth begins.
And with time, you'll realize confidence wasn't something you found. It was something you built, one step at a time. Let's be real now. Even when you're trying to leave your comfort zone, it doesn't always go smoothly. There will be days when fear hits you hard, when mistakes feel heavy, and when you feel like going back.
Yes, and that's completely normal. Growth is messy. You'll face doubts like, what if I fail? Or what if people laugh at me? Or even worse, what if I'm just not good enough?
I've been there. I've had moments where I thought, maybe I should just stop. Maybe this is too much. But every time I stepped back, I felt even more stuck.
One of the biggest traps is thinking that a mistake means you're not improving. But that's a lie. A mistake means you're trying. It means you left the safety zone. It means you're in motion.
Another obstacle is comparison. You see someone else doing better, speaking better, learning faster, and suddenly your small progress feels worthless.
But here's the truth. Everyone has their own pace, their own fears, their own starting point. You can't measure your chapter 2 by someone else's chapter 20.
And don't forget about the comfort voice, that voice in your head that whispers, why bother? Or just do it tomorrow. That voice sounds safe, but it's keeping you small.
To fight that voice, you need to talk back. Say, yes, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. Say, I might fail, but I'll learn something.
One powerful trick? Keep a progress journal. Write down every step you take outside your comfort zone, even the tiny ones. When you feel down, read it. Remind yourself of how far you've come.
And when you feel like giving up, go back to your why. Why did you start learning English? Why did you want to change? That why will help you keep going when your energy is low.
You're gonna face setbacks. That's not a maybe, it's a guarantee. But if you push through, if you keep moving, those setbacks will become your strength.
So don't fear obstacles. Expect them. And when they come, smile a little because they mean you're leaving your comfort zone, and that's where growth lives.
Let's bring everything we've talked about into a real-life situation. Imagine this. You're in a coffee shop, and the barista asks, "What would you like today?" You freeze. Your mind goes blank. You feel your comfort zone pulling you back.
This happens to so many learners. So let's role play that moment and show how stepping out of the comfort zone might actually feel.
Okay, I'll be the customer who's a little nervous. You be the barista.
Sounds good. Ready when you are.
Hi, one coffee, please?
Sure. What size would you like? Small, medium, or large?
Medium. Yes, medium, please.
Great. Would you like milk or sugar with that?
Yes, milk, please. No sugar.
All right. One medium coffee with milk coming up. Anything else?
No, thank you.
See? That's it. That's a brave moment. Not perfect, not fancy, but real.
And now let's try that same role play, but with more confidence, just from practicing once.
You've got this.
Hi, I'd like a medium coffee, please, with milk, no sugar.
Perfect. Anything else for you today?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
Now that felt better, right?
Yes, just saying it out loud made it easier, less scary.
This is what learners need to understand. The first time is always the hardest. But with a little practice, even by role-playing like this, you start to feel stronger.
You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be brave enough to try. And every small try becomes a big win.
So listeners, try role-playing by yourself or with a friend. Imagine real situations, speak out loud, make mistakes, and smile through them.
Because that's how you move beyond your comfort zone, by living in those moments, not hiding from them.
Let's learn some useful words and phrases from today's episode that can help you talk about stepping out of your comfort zone.
First word, comfort zone. This means a place or situation where you feel safe and comfortable, but where there is little challenge or risk.
Example, I stayed in my comfort zone and didn't try speaking English with new people.
Second word, stretch. To push yourself beyond your usual limits to grow.
Example, learning a new language helps you stretch your mind.
Third word, discomfort. The feeling of being uneasy or nervous when trying something new.
Example, feeling discomfort is normal when you practice speaking English for the first time.
Fourth phrase, tiny brave steps. Small actions taken courageously toward a bigger goal.
Example, I take tiny, brave steps every day by saying one new sentence in English.
Fifth word, obstacle. A difficulty or problem that blocks your progress.
Example, fear of making mistakes is a common obstacle for English learners.
Sixth phrase, imperfect action. Doing something even if it's not perfect, instead of waiting.
Example, taking imperfect action helps you improve faster than waiting to be perfect.
Seventh word, mindset. Your attitude or way of thinking about things.
Example, having a growth mindset means believing you can improve with practice.
Try using these words in your own sentences. Write them down, speak them out loud, and make them part of your English every day.
Remember, words give you power to express yourself and to think in new ways.
Let's wrap up everything we talked about today. Quitting your comfort zone isn't easy, but it's one of the most powerful decisions you can make.
Remember, growth happens outside the familiar. It happens in tiny, brave steps. It happens when you use discomfort as a signal to keep going. It happens when you build the right environment and stop waiting for perfect confidence.
Every small action builds your courage and your skills. Every mistake is a lesson, not a failure. And every time you push past fear, you become stronger.
You were made to grow. You were made to stretch. The life you want, the English you want, the confidence you want is waiting for you just outside your comfort zone.
So today, make a promise to yourself. I will take one brave step. I will act even when I'm scared. I will grow every day.
If this episode helped you, please subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a comment telling us one tiny brave step you're going to take. We love hearing your stories. Your progress inspires us and others in this community.
Thank you for being here and choosing growth with us. Keep stepping forward. You're doing amazing.
See you next time on Speak English with Mishu.
Take care and keep shining.